dolls, it's Lookin' Bratz, aka Dom. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. On here, we like to talk about dolls and, of course, brats. I mean, I am Lookin' Bratz after all. Anyways, it is just a few days before Christmas. I got a package in the mail 5 days before Christmas, and it contained a very large doll. And if you clicked on this video, you would have guessed it is the Big Bratz X Kylie Jenner 24-inch doll. I don't even know what to call her. Like, what's her official title? I don't know. She's the Big Bratz Kylie Jenner 24-inch doll. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna get her, like, sent to me from MGA, but, like, huge shout out to MGA for sending her, because I really wasn't, I was like, huh, like, can they send that? Will they send that? Do they have stock of that, like, there? Like, I don't know, but there has been a lot of talk about the Big Kylie Jenner doll. So originally, we'll just go straight into, like, what has happened with this doll. This doll was supposed to release initially on January 1st, 2024. I guess production, like, they thought the production would take too long, who knows. But then shortly after it was announced as January 1st, it was bumped up to December 15th, which now is like just a few days ago. But she would have arrived just before Christmas for a lot of folks. And then out of nowhere, she goes in stock in like the beginning of November. And people at the end of October, I think, were getting like shipping notifications, or I think beginning of November. I don't know. End of October, beginning of November. You get what I'm saying. But people were like, oh God, she's coming and she's $100 and I'm being charged $100 off of my bank account. But I guess it's like somewhat of a Christmas miracle, because I think a lot of people who did purchase her were looking forward to her. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about the collaboration overall. And the fact that there is a 24-inch doll part of this collaboration, I think, was a huge, huge risk. And we can talk a little bit more about that, because it has been about 8 years since we have had a Big Bratz doll on the market. We haven't had a Big Bratz doll since 2015, and that was Chloe and Yasmin. Those were actually some really cool designs. I actually still have those dolls. I really adore those dolls. They are kind of like stored away right now, but I kind of want to take them out, and I want to display all my Big Bratz together because of Kylie. Now, this is one of Kylie's, in my opinion, one of Kylie's most iconic looks to date. It was one of my faves when I first saw it, like the pictures of it. She wore this to the 2019 Met Gala, and I believe this is Versace. Now, okay, first of all, we just have to say, like, the Kylie collab from the jump was a huge risk. I do think that it's performed pretty well. I think especially with like the holiday season approaching, I think a lot more people are buying the Kylie dolls, and they have been going on some good sales. So I think that's encouraging people to buy them. So the doll was initially $100, $99.99 in US dollars. She's an Amazon exclusive, so you can't even go to the store and pick her out. You have to like kind of chance it by ordering her. And I believe this was made in a very limited quantity. I want to say it was probably about 8,000, because one of my friends had like the box, like the shipping carton, and it said like one of 8,000. So do with that what you will. If you look on Amazon currently, it says about 6,000 have sold in the past month, meaning this doll might be out of stock very soon. So if you do want to get her, you should get her ASAP. I do believe the price went back up. She was $30 for about a week or two. She was $30, which I have to say is a really good price, because the original dolls, which are actually back here on my shelf, those two there, those were $30 originally. They are going on sale pretty frequently. I would say the lowest they've been has been like $13 each, but the kind of average price would be about $24 to $26, depending on which style of Kylie you get. So $30 for a Big Bratz doll, and of course, with this like really gorgeous gown, this really gorgeous look, that is a huge deal. Now, I have to say, I don't think that's an indicator of how the collaboration or the dolls are performing. I remember back in like 2015, those Big Bratz dolls, those were originally $50 each. And okay, $100 is super steep, I will say. Like, I don't think I would have shelled out $100 for it. $50, I think, for this would have been a lot more reasonable, but $30, like, that 30 bucks is a really good deal, honestly. And I think some people have like broken boxes and stuff, so they like return them to Amazon. So if you're looking for one that maybe has some sort of imperfection, you can probably find that easily through the Amazon like listings at the moment. I don't know how long that's gonna last, so don't take my word for that. But yeah, a lot of stuff with this one particular doll. I honestly wasn't sure if I was gonna get her at all because I couldn't shell out $100 at the moment. Like, it's just a lot for me. I could have done it on a payment plan, which would have been like my backup. And 30 bucks, I was like, oh, that's so good. But I didn't have 30 bucks to spare once that happened. So it was a lot of back and forth with me. But MGA was really kind enough to send this big purple girl. Like, why is she purple? If you get the meme, you get the meme. But I'm excited. I'm gonna open her, even though I'm loving the box presentation. It is reminiscent of a Big Bratz doll from like the early years. So between 2003 to 2005, Yasmin, Chloe, and Megan were the like limited edition Big Bratz dolls. They came in packaging just like this. And of course, it had the artwork on the front. This one has Kylie's picture on the front, which makes sense. But the back does have artwork, and it does say, you can't really fully make it out, but it says Kylie and then Kylie Jenner right there. And then on the bottom, it says Bratz Kylie Jenner. Just like the typical logos with this artwork, which is pretty cute. I do like this artwork. Not my fave compared to the other artwork that's come out, especially the daytime artwork. Like, that was really cool artwork, but still pretty cool nonetheless. I do wish overall, like, I feel like a lot of the Bratz packaging lately has been a little bit uninspired, and as I'm recording this today, the Always Bratz pictures leaked. Not leaked. They're found on store shelves. They're being found at Walmart right now. So that is like, a lot is happening. I've posted so much today. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I need them to chill out. But I'm not fully feeling all of the Bratz packaging that's been coming out as of late. I do kind of wish there was more text. I wish there was a little bit more going on to make it feel like a little bit more deluxe. I said it in my regular Kylie video that I felt like they should have really developed Kylie as a Bratz character, maybe given her a nickname, given her some sort of like a Bratzified personality so that she kind of fit into that world, instead of it just being like she's the celebrity doll. Like, I think it should have been more like, you know, there was ways to really explore the Bratz of it all, but I felt like they didn't fully go there. So I think that's been my main criticism of this line, but the dolls themselves have been really gorgeous. So without further ado, we are going to unbox her, but I will show you. You've probably seen in the background of a lot of my videos, this Big Bratz Yasmin doll. This is the first Big Bratz doll that came out in 2003. And Big Bratz kind of started as its own thing. It was like, you know, collector dolls in a sense. So something about the Big Bratz dolls is that the heads are very limited in articulation. They can only go swivel back and forth. The arms can only go up and down. I haven't actually taken her out of this outfit. Arms only go up and down. And the legs are very limited. They can only go forward, backwards. The shoes are a little bit awkward, so I'll show you. The pegs are a little bit different, and I think it's honestly to like lock the shoe in. But I do love the regular Big Bratz dolls that have come out in the past. So the earlier years, they were like more like collector dolls, and then in the later years, they were kind of just scaled up versions of the regular size Bratz dolls, and they kind of weren't anything like special or new. I think it was just something to get like kids interested, and they almost all have polypropylene hair. I did a really good job, I have to say, on this girl's hair. The only Big Bratz with saran hair are the ones from 2015, ironically. And if you are interested in learning more about the hair types of each individual Bratz doll, those are all on lookinbratz.com in the database section. If you hover over the picture on the desktop version, you'll be able to see all the notes and see the hair types and all that fun stuff. And if you're on mobile or on a tablet, there is a purple button in the bottom right corner that you can just click on, tap on it, and then you'll see all the notes. That'll show all of that information. If you are interested in that, I would definitely recommend, because I spent a lot of time on it. There's a lot of notes in there, not just hair types. But I do think polypropylene is a lot better when it's on a length, like when there's a length to the polypropylene. Like most of the Funky Fashion Makeover heads, I think all of them actually have polypropylene. So yeah, I think when there's length to it, it's a little bit easier to work with, especially when you're doing like the flat iron and stuff. I do like the way it's sitting, although now I'm like, is the hair coming out? Because girl. Anyways, this is my, one of my Big Bratz dolls. I originally got her back when I was a kid, and then I cut her hair because her hair was atrocious. And I repurchased her over the pandemic because I was like, I really want this doll. Anyways, I've been talking for long enough. We're going to open up Kylie. Now, I will say this doll seems relatively easy to open. I'm going to possibly just cut the tape in the back. I do kind of want to preserve this packaging, even though it's a really big box, but let's try to open her up. Okay, there's tape all along the perimeter of the top of the box, and so you kind of have to snip it all, and then you can sort of like take the top of it off. Okay, there's more tape on the inside, so if you do want to save the box, you have to like cut more tape and separate it from the purple pieces, like the inside and the outside. Also, if you're like, why is he explaining how to open this box? It's because some people do need like tips and tricks on it. Like, I know it could be common sense for some people. It might not be common sense for everybody else. Some people do learn differently, so please respect those learning curves for some folks. Because even me right now, I'm struggling a little bit. Help me. I might accept fate in the fact that I'm not going to be keeping this box. I might try to keep the back of the box, if anything. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to completely dissect this box. So I think I have to cut all the back here to like really open this up. Box is not being saved, but I will do myself a favor. I will save the artwork and stuff because I love to preserve those things. If you know me, if you've watched my videos before, this is what we do. We preserve Bratz history here in Lookin' Bratz, in the Lookin' Bratz household. Also, I changed up my display a bit, if you noticed, you know. So you have to completely cut it open, and then you can kind of like rip Miss Girl out. Here's Kylie. I just want to feel her feathers. Okay, some people were mentioning like the paper, like it feels like there's tissue paper in her sleeves, and I do feel it. Realistically, I don't know how else they would have puffed up those sleeves, although I feel like they could have put like cotton in it or something. The fabrics themselves though, like the fabrics feel like really good, like very like high quality, but the sleeves, I feel like they could have put like something else in there instead of like tissue paper. That's kind of funny though. She's so pretty though. Okay, we got to get her off of this cardboard backing. I just want to rip her out. Her hair's rock solid. We are going to wash her hair. I'm going to show y'all how to wash her hair. I don't know if I'm scared because I've been hearing a lot of things about her hair, about people washing it and not liking it. I'll do my best to like do it in the most succinct, sleek way. Come on, girl. Tiny hands, my baby, my baby, my baby. This is Kylie. That, excuse my language, but this was a to get out. Girl, okay, here's Miss Kylie. I don't even know how to feel right now because that really just got to me. Kylie's gorgeous though. The Kylie doll, really gorgeous. A lot of plastic ties. Packaging presentation on point. Definitely feels like they packaged it so that you could never take her out of the box. And a lot of people, like, I think when you're purchasing this type of thing, you might be an inbox collector. And I don't blame you because, wow, was that difficult to open? So, Miss Kylie, she looks very pretty. Her screening though is different from the smaller Kylie. So the lash count and like obviously the lips are very, very different. I'll try to put her up a little bit closer. They're like similar, but like not quite the same. Like there are some slight differences between the two. One of them has either more or less lashes. I'm forgetting because I was like analyzing them at one point. And the brows are definitely like more arched on this Kylie. I do love this face up though, and I kind of wish they were able to translate this into one of the regular size dolls. I think this face, and especially the lips, because I think the lips were a big issue for a lot of people with the day doll and the night doll. People wanted the lips to be a little bit more plump and bigger, and I feel like we get this a little bit more with the big doll. So gorgeous face, makeup palette is pretty cute. I have seen a lot of errors with the lips. Mine look pretty good. I think it's just like the way like they put the lip liner in the middle of the lip, and like especially because all of the Big Bratz have the open mouth mold, so it's kind of difficult, I guess, to like make it look like, I don't know, they're trying to make it look like a closed mouth by putting that kind of dot in the middle there to cover up the teeth, but it kind of just looks like a hole in her mouth. But it doesn't look too bad on mine. I've seen significantly like more worse ones, but they haven't been like too bad. But there have been some where I'm like, whoa, like it looks like there's just like a hole like right there, and it's a little jarring. But she does have some earrings, so I will say she has nylon hair. She has premium nylon hair, and that is the standard for Bratz, so don't act shocked. Do not act shocked. And she does have earrings. They're kind of like this clear plastic, kind of like a crystal drop earring. The gown is gorgeous though. The gown, I love this gown. The fabric looks really cool. It's like a sheer nude, and it has, I don't even know how to describe that, but it's kind of like a mesh looking thing, like a silver mesh. And then of course the purple feathers, and of course the sleeves, which we already discussed. I don't like the tissue paper in there. I do wish it was kind of like a cotton or something. Like, I don't know, I feel like they could have done something else to make that happen. But what's impressive about these sleeves is that it also has some of that fabric on it, so it's kind of like blends in with this a little bit more. I love the train. The train is really cool with the purple feathers. Now, something I noticed while unboxing is that her shoes, like her feet skin tone, is very different. Not very different, but like pretty different from her legs skin tone and like her overall skin tone. And I feel like that's just an issue that Bratz has had in like the past few years, is like they can never fully match up those skin tones as good as they used to. So I really hope they get that together. But she doesn't have bend knees. Like none of the Big Bratz have bend knees. They're all very just like stiff. And I just have to say it, gorgeous doll. I would not have paid $100 for her. I'm so sorry. I think getting her on sale, like a lot of people did. I think that's why her sales like went up so high in the past month, is because she was going on sale quite a few times, and especially for 30 bucks, like that is hard to beat. 100 bucks is a little bit too much. I think 50 as like the base price would have been good, and then like going on sale after that would have been cool. But 30 bucks, 30 to 50 is like what I would pay for this type of doll. I maybe would have shelled out like 70 just because it is like a celebrity name, and it is a recreation of a designer gown. So she's a very gorgeous doll, gorgeous, stunning doll. But I don't know, 100, I don't know. But she does have a few more accessories, so we're going to go through those, and then we're going to wash her hair. Okay, I'm hoping this is a good stand. It actually feels sturdy. When I saw pictures of it from other people, they seemed, I felt like this was gonna like break any second, but this plastic feels really sturdy. This is a brand new stand for the Big Bratz dolls, I believe. I don't think I've ever seen this type of stand before. So the Big Bratz originally, they had this like stand that was like the Mugler star shape, which like this, it was like this shape, but like this size. And it was like kind of inset so that you could put the shoe in it, like the shoe would kind of mold into it. But those stands were so unstable. They were very unstable. The plastic was pretty thin, and almost every Big Bratz I have seen with that stand, I think it's the first three, like the Yasmin, Chloe, and Megan from 2003 to 2005. You can check all those out at lookinbratz.com on the Big Bratz pages between 2003 to 2015. Anyways, plug aside, the stand's like horrible. So I threw out Yasmin's stand because it broke. Like, it broke a few times. Like, when I first got her, it was broken. But then I glued it back together and I was like, okay, this works. And then it broke again. I glued it again. And this time it was in shambles. Like, the whole thing was just gone. And I was like, there's no use in trying to save you. So she is just in a corner, like, standing. But this one does look a lot sturdier. I hope I don't eat my words. Because I would like more of these. These would be really cool for other Big Bratz dolls. And it's kind of like the method they're using for the kind of regular size bread stands that the Kylies came with, is like just having a base and having those 2 pegs on it so that you can put the shoe holes on it. Like, I think that is the best case scenario for Bratz, and I really, really want them to offer those stands with all of the dolls. Like, oh, they're such good stands. Like, I need 1 million of them. And we do have a certificate. This one is significantly bigger than the ones that come with the day and night dolls. And it comes in a purple shade. I really love this shade of purple. And it kind of makes me wish, like, the whole branding was like this. Because this feels more of like a mix between the Bratz and the Kylie brands. Whereas the other ones kind of felt more Kylie, but also like, I don't know, the packaging, again, I just felt like all the packaging for this was super duper uninspired. But then you open it up and there is the certificate of authenticity. I'm loving that holographic logo. And it says, this certificate authenticates that your doll was carefully created through the collaborative efforts of Bratz and Kylie Jenner. And then it says it in 1 million different languages. So, which is kind of ironic because I don't think this doll like made it to a lot of countries via Amazon. I think it ended up in stores somewhere though. I want to say a store in Australia got them. No, maybe it was either a store in Australia or a store, I want to say in Mexico might have gotten them, like a Toys R Us or something. But I could be totally wrong. Like, if you know, like, let me know. But I think I saw it on like one of the websites. So not completely an Amazon exclusive, but for the most part, an Amazon exclusive. But yeah, this packaging is really just not worth keeping. So it will be going in the trash. I'm keeping the back of the box though. And I think the most laughable accessory in all of this is the brush. This is a regular sized Bratz star brush for this big doll. Big doll with crunchy hair. So this brush is useless in this case scenario. I don't ever really use the Bratz brushes unless I see it and I need something like real quick. But like literally, like I don't think I ever really use them. They're cute though. I love the design. I love the Mugler star. But we're gonna wash our hair. So let's head over to my sink and we're gonna get this crunch out. We're gonna lay this hair down. I did see Gigi Good got one of these dolls in PR and she actually steamed the hair, which I thought was really innovative, but it's not going to get all that gunk out. So we're going to do something to get this gunk out and really lay that hair down. So let's get to it. Welcome to my sink. First thing I did was I undressed Kylie because I don't want to ruin any of the clothing. We don't want to get that wet in the process. But something that I really loved and I forgot to point out is her nail polish. I love that they gave her nail polish. That's such a cute detail. So I pointed it out here. Before we get into the products I use, there was like more plastic ties that I had a hard time getting out. So I used nail clippers. But what we're going to use is a comb. I usually use a metal rat tail comb, but I cannot find mine, so we're using that. We're going to use some Dawn dish soap. I recommend Dawn dish soap or anything that's really clarifying because that is what's going to get all of the gel out and get it all like less gunky. I also use regular hair conditioner. I say go for the cheaper ones, save the expensive stuff for your own hair, and stop. Do not use fabric softener. I've said it 1 million times. It can damage the hair and leave it with a really greasy film over it. The end result is not worth it, trust me. But I'm also going to use this pet brush. This I will use to get rid of any knots. There is actually some leftover doll hair in it from my Lisa Frank doll, so we're just going to get that out before we go ahead and brush Kylie's hair with it. But I got this one from the Dollar Tree. Just be careful because it can really scratch you up. It's very pointy. So let's get into washing her hair. I use lukewarm water, not too hot, not too cold, and I'm just going to get her hair as wet as possible before I go in with all of the products. Next up, I take a somewhat generous amount of dish soap and I am lathering her hair up. I'm really trying to work it in all of the places that it feels crunchy and very gelled down. And I'm just going in with that dish soap, really getting that hair all lathered up. And yeah, I don't even know what else to say about this process, but I don't want to leave you in complete silence. I feel like that could be awkward. But I was really going in with this dish soap here. Now I'm going to rinse her hair out with some lukewarm water again. I felt like I needed to do another washing, so I did get more soap. And I went back into her hair and I got it lathered up again. I do this sometimes for dolls that I feel like have a lot of gel in them, and Kylie definitely had a lot of gel in her, so don't be scared to go in a second time and really be patient with this process because you might need it. Just make sure you're rinsing out that soap really well. You don't want any of that soap residue left in her hair. And the next thing we're gonna do is just brush it out a little bit. I tried not to do too much because her hair hasn't been conditioned yet, and I'm afraid of the hair like being messed up. Also, be wary of the parting. Don't brush it over or else you're gonna mess it up. Now we're gonna condition the hair, so I just put conditioner all throughout her hair, and I'm really trying to work it throughout her whole head. And then I'm going back in with the brush. I'm trying to detangle it as much as possible, get those knots out. But I was noticing that the hair was starting to get a little bit puffy and frizzy at the ends, which really concerned me at this point. So I'm just trying to get my comb and really just comb that conditioner through and really saturate the hair as much as possible. And then I'm going to rinse all of that conditioner out. This took a little bit of time just because I used a lot of conditioner and I really wanted to make sure that none of it like was really left in her hair afterwards. I'm also going in with the comb and combing it out as I'm washing it so that it's detangling a little bit more. And I also went in with the brush. I was really having a hard time because of how small the sink is and how big the doll head is. I was kind of scared for how the hair would look dry at this point because it looks a little bit weird on the ends, but I'm gonna lay her out to dry and we'll return. All right, I've laid Big Kylie down to dry, so we're gonna see what happens once her hair dries up. You don't want to boil wash it and you don't want to flat iron it while it's wet, so I'll say that a few times. I am noticing though, which is scaring me, is some frizz here at the bottom, which I do think happens with nylon sometimes, and I don't know what we're gonna do here, but I'm hoping that the flat iron comes through and helps kind of mend those fibers, but we will return to her once she is all dried up. Hey, angels. Hey, angels. It's very early, very late, very early, and I've been very busy. I deep cleaned my bathroom. So like my thought process was like, I'm gonna film this video and then I'm gonna wash the hair. Then I'm gonna deep clean my bathroom because my family and I, we host Christmas for Christmas, and Christmas is a few days away and I really needed to just like clean the bathroom. So I did that while I let Kylie dry, but I'm really tired. And so much happened. Always Bratz pictures, Brett's babies, stock pictures, like everything just decided to like happen all at once, and I'm overwhelmed a little bit. But I'm a little bit like weirded out by Kylie's hair because it's like not, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's kind of like, it's like frizzy at the ends, and I know that this is nylon, like it's definitely not polypropylene, but it just gives like poly for like the fact that it's like all frizzy and stuff at the ends. And I kind of want to like chalk it up to the fact that there was like so much gel in it. And I have to be honest, I think these dolls kind of like the production was a little bit rushed on some of the Kylie dolls. I think specifically like the Big Kylie, I think the production was a little bit rushed on. I could be totally wrong, but just like kind of based off of like the sequential order of like how everything went and the fact that we were supposed to get the doll originally in December or January, and we got it like a bit like 2 months early or like a month early. I don't know. But I have my little brush, my little Dollar Tree brush, and I have my flat iron. Also, I'm sorry if I sound like crazy right now because it's like 4 in the morning. But I just have this flat iron. I got this from Burlington Coat Factory. It's an Almost Famous. I recommend any flat iron that just has like temperature control. The lowest setting on this one, I believe, is 140. Nylon can handle some pretty high heat. We're gonna go with the lower setting for now just to see what happens. And I'm going to go through Kylie's hair, which it's a little awkward, this angle. You can't fully see. I don't know if I've ever really filmed at this angle. Maybe I did. Maybe I have in the past, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous now. I keep losing my combs today in like the past 2 days, so I'm just... Okay, let's try to like take some hair. And I'm gonna flat iron it. Maybe that is the trick. I think flat ironing definitely is helping make it like actual like nylon. I actually don't know if you saw any of that. I wasn't even looking at the camera, but I think the flat iron really helped it. Like it helped to mend the fiber a lot. Definitely, I'm gonna like try to section it out. I'm not really professional with the sectioning. I usually put my doll's hands up like this, the arms up, and then I'll put like the sections like the pieces of hair that I'm done with on the other side of like her arms. Let me do that. I'm gonna flat iron. But if you are watching, I am trying to get this video up a little bit. I'm trying to fast track it a little bit more than I'm used to, and I'm hoping to get this up like soon, like the next day or like the next day or two after filming this, which I'm a little freaked out by because I am a little bit burnt out right now and a little bit overwhelmed, but I really do want to get this video out just kind of before Christmas. We'll see what happens with that. But if you are watching, I guess I'll talk a little bit about Lookin' Bratz. So I just posted the stock pictures earlier of the Bratz Babies reproductions, which are coming out very, very soon. They're coming out January 1st. And I also posted stock pictures of the Always Bratz dolls, which there's been a lot of pictures of today. People are finding them in the store. And basically what I do with Lookin' Bratz is I try to make the information about each release as accessible as possible, but there really is only so much I can do as one person. But I try to make the dream happen as much as possible. I try to make sure fans are kind of like in the know and informed about things. And a lot of people think that I like gatekeep information or that I'm like withholding information, and I really am not. I learn a lot of these things the same time as everybody else. But that's not why I'm talking about this. I kind of just wanted to throw that in because people are like, oh, like, you must have the Always Bratz dolls at your house. And I do not have the Always Bratz dolls at my house. Trust. I know that once I get them, I'm going to be like rushing to review them and trying to get something out. Although I'll try to be a little bit nicer to myself because I know like it's going to be like impossible. Like I don't know. Like I don't have to do things before everybody else. And I feel like that's kind of a toxic mindset I am looking to leave behind in 2023. Well, that was kind of like, oh, I wish I could have been like the first one to review them, but also like it's not happening, so like that's fine. Like I'm gonna live with that truth. It would be cool though if I had like kind of like a premiere access to like a Bratz release in the future. Like that would be really fun, but at this time it's not happening. But I do try to keep everybody like updated on things as much as I can. Like again, like I am one person. Like on lookinbratz.com in the blog section, I have this thing called the Bratz 2023 Master Post, and then next year it'll obviously kind of migrate into the Bratz 2024 Master Post. And what I do there is I track all of the news that comes out about Bratz throughout the year, whatever I think is kind of like newsworthy. Some people might be like interested in some like things that like maybe just aren't as relevant or aren't as important. I try to just keep track of like a lot of the important things and then kind of like keep that all in one place for reference, and so that people kind of like know what's happening. I've been doing this since 2021 when the 20 Years dolls came out. This is already looking a lot better. But yeah, I've been doing that since 2021. Also, just kind of like putting it out there again before I keep going talking about this, is make sure that the hair is completely dry before you go ahead and flat iron it. And please don't boil wash nylon hair. I know some people do it. I think it's when it's like a really high temperature and the hair is wet is when it's gonna really like get really messy, and it's gonna get very knotty, and you're not gonna like the end result of it. And I feel like I say this a lot, and then people get shocked when they go ahead and do it, and they're like, I messed up the hair. And it's like, well, you didn't listen. But I've never had this issue with nylon hair really, where it's been like this kind of like gross after washing the gel out. But usually the flat iron, I think the flat iron, like once the hair is dry, I think the flat iron really helps it. Nylon is a really like durable hair fiber, like a synthetic hair fiber, and it takes heat really well, but it doesn't take like heat and water at the same time really well. So again, just be kind of like weary of that when you are working with nylon hair, especially with your Kylies. You don't want to damage your nice little Kylie dolls, or nice big Kylie dolls. But anyways, I do keep track of all the information, and I do have a list of links for all of the things that I find. They're usually Amazon links for each release that comes out. If you are interested in kind of keeping track, you can go check that out. It's on my website, lookandbratz.com, hold the G. And that's not the only thing that's on my website, but that is kind of like the thing that I think a lot of people have been using lately, just because there's been a lot of stuff coming out. And also, if you do follow me on social media, at lookandbratz, hold the G, on basically everything. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, I'm on TikTok. I really want to like foray a little bit more into TikTok next year, and like YouTube Reels, and really grow that like platform. And I have a lot of cool ideas, so I'm hoping in the new year to like really flesh those out. But oh, I just realized I sprained my wrist. I re-sprained my wrist today, and like my arm hurts, so I have to like put a brace on it soon. But I'm like realizing as I'm like trying to work with the hair. Anyways, you'll notice I go off on tangents at times, but yeah, if you keep up with me on socials, you know that I try to keep it as up to date as possible. Again, I am one person, but I think I've been pretty good with it, especially today, because there was like, I posted at least 6 or 7 different things about all the different releases coming out. It's wild. Like, it's really wild. And you know, I used to never have this issue. Like, it used to be like, oh, like this one thing is coming out, and like, ooh, you know, it was like so exciting. And I tend to get asked a lot of questions, and I will say I answer as much as I can in the caption itself. So if you are ever looking at my content, just make sure to like read the captions, and to just like, you know, see what information I put out there, because that really is like all the information that I typically have, which tends to almost always be the only information that is out there. So I just try to compile it all so that it's easy and it's accessible to everybody. But that is kind of something I just wanted to say out loud, because I try to say that like online sometimes. Like, I'll try to like write it out to people and be like, hey, like, I'm not withholding this information from you. I just genuinely, I don't know. And sometimes people don't kind of like accept that answer, which is okay. Like, you know, you're entitled to believe what you want to believe, but sometimes people get really rude. Sometimes people do get rude, but you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm just trying to help people out. Look at how much better that looks. It feels so good running my fingers through it right now. I was almost like, you know what? I should go to bed. Like, I should take a shower. I should go to bed. I'll be really real right now. I'm going to work tomorrow in sweats and a sweater. And I might not do my hair, which is kind of like crazy. Like, oh, I'm feeling kind of crazy. But it's all gonna be like branded like to my job, so I'm like, I don't think I'll get like really in trouble. But also, it's like the day before like the winter break starts, like Christmas break, so it's like, you know, let me have some fun. Like, you know, like, no one's gonna be there. Like, I swear, I think I'm gonna be the only person there, and there'll be nothing to do. I had like nothing to do today, which is why I had time to like be on my phone all day, which typically I don't. Typically my job tends to be a little bit more like hectic, chaotic. There's always like something to do. You know what I mean? For break coming up, it's very quiet for me. Very, very quiet for me. It's gonna ramp up again in January, but probably not till like mid-January or like the second week of January, which I like, you know, that's nice. I'll be able to keep myself busy with like things and whatnot, but it won't be like super duper busy till then. And I'm hoping in the in-betweens I get back to working on website updates I've been doing. On my website as well, I have a database and it holds over like 10,000 Bratz products. I have a lot more to be added. So if you're like, you haven't updated this, it's because I haven't had time, because I've been working on all these other updates that I think are super fun and are going to be super cool and very, I think they're going to really enhance the website. And if you've been keeping up with me, you're probably sick of hearing me saying that. You're probably like, dude, like, where the hell are these updates? But I'm telling you, I posted an update on the website saying like, hey, like, it really does take time to look this divine, because I put a lot on my plate. I've put a lot on my plate the past year or two. And I think also just like balancing that with making content, working full time, it does take a lot on me. I definitely love it at the end of the day. I love doing what I do, and I feel like I'm very lucky to have the platform that I have. But this really turned into like a small ranting video, a small like like talk with me video as I flat iron Kylie's hair. Kylie Jenner, my salon client. This looks so much better. I just can't believe like the before of it was kind of like really gross, and like even you can see on this side that it's all poofy here, and now it's all flat here, which I really love. Like that's what we want that kind of like whoo, whoo. So yeah, it's a huge database and there's a lot of cool things on it. I think I talked about it earlier in this video where if you're like interested in looking at the other Big Bratz that have come out, you can check that out on there. If you want to see like the screenings or the hair types of each doll, you can also see that on lickandbratz.com. Also, I will be transparent about something. I filmed another video tonight before I like did my deep clean of my bathroom, which took a little bit longer than I expected, but I really love the end result because I love cleaning. Like, okay, like cleaning, like, it sucks sometimes, but like at the end of it, I really love the way everything looks afterwards. Like I deep cleaned my room recently. Like I finished up, it took me like days to get through it, just because I was installing a few new shelves, which I need to do an updated room tour at some point. But oh wow, you can tell I'm really tired because I'm like losing track of thought, and I'm talking about like 10 different things, aren't I? I'm really, really sorry to everyone who follows me. Yeah, I did start filming another video tonight of another purple-haired doll, but not a Bratz doll. And I got really heated in the video just because I was kind of like disappointed by some things. And I'm starting to wonder if I should upload that video just because it started to become a rant more than a review. And I do, just out of like respect for the viewer, I don't want it to be like all negativity, but it's definitely like some things I talked about in that video that I really wanted to get off my chest. And it's like not like drama or anything, but it's like, it was just my feelings about something from another company. And I got a little bit heated, and I don't know, I think I'm just trying to go into the new year like being a little bit more unapologetic about the certain things that I like say or do. I think this year, like since I started like doing social media like this, I've always kind of been like, I can't say I've been like not wanting, I don't not say what I feel, but I do have a way of saying it so that it doesn't come off. See, I can't even say rude because I don't think I come off as rude most of the time. Like maybe I do to some people because I think some people just don't. Some people can just perceive like any type of behavior as like rude, or they can perceive it as like, you know, maybe not the most friendly. I do try to approach things in the most logical way. And I think that might scare some people because I think a lot of people act on emotion. I was just talking to my mom about that. But I try not to let emotion get the best of me. I do think in that video, I think it was both emotion and logic. You know, I'll probably upload it so you'll see it, but yeah, I was kind of like, oh, like, cause it turned into another hair video, which is, I think, why I've been so delayed tonight with everything. Kylie's really getting like the good life treatment here. She's getting like much better care than I am at the moment. Cause like, girl, I gotta wash my hair, I gotta go to bed, I gotta wash my face, I gotta brush my teeth. But I don't think I could actually like rest knowing that this is like on my to-do. And I actually don't have I don't have much cleaning left to do actually. Like everything I wanted to clean is basically clean. The only thing that that isn't like the cleanest are these like 2 rooms that nobody's like gonna go in. And it's not like one of them is kind of a disaster, I will admit. Just because it became kind of like a dump for like doll things that I just couldn't like, I didn't have a place for. So I am looking to hopefully like go through it. Maybe I'll just kind of like spruce it up a little bit and organize and condense. And then at some point I need to go in there and I really want to like fully go through things. And like, I bought like containers to like separate accessories, and I have a few more bins that I want to like fill up and kind of like do piles of things, like maybe things to sell, things to donate, things I want to unbox. I have like a thing, like I have like things I actually want to unbox and like do videos on, but I just haven't done it. Like I just haven't had the time. So I'm really hoping in the new year to like do more of that. But yeah, I think this video turned into a few different things. So it's like half Kylie review and then half doing her hair, sprinkled with me like talking about things. But it's nice to be honest. I do like talking sometimes just with the camera. I feel like I can actually maybe understand my thoughts a little bit better just because I'm able to vocalize them. And I also like sharing my thoughts with all of you, the audience. Something I really love that I hear a lot is that it feels like catching up with an old friend. And I really adore that because I feel like that's the reason why I also watch YouTube, is because I feel some sort of connection to the person that I'm watching. Like, you know, like I understand like this person, or I'm willing to understand this person. I want to hear how this person's doing type thing. Like, you know, catching up. It's catching up. This is where I'm at actually at the moment. And what's funny is that this is my latest video I have filmed, well, except for the one that I filmed for that other doll that I got a little bit heated on. But like otherwise I caught up on all my video editing. I had a bunch of videos that I filmed back in June that I just forgot to like, not that I forgot, it was like I knew that they were there and it was kind of like in the back of my mind, like you gotta like edit these and like post them. But I had filmed like a bunch of videos, like a ton of videos, and I just, because of the Bratz releases, like Series 3 and the Pretty and Punk dolls, I will drop literally everything to give my attention to Bratz. Like, that's how much I love Bratz. So like if a new release is out or I get a new release in advance, like I'm very quick to like jump from one project to go work on that and then maybe resume the project afterwards. Just because, again, I think it really is in like the DNA of what I do as Lookin' Bratz, is that I am very Bratz focused. And even though I love to explore other doll brands, Bratz is my #1. Bratz is where a lot of my opportunities lie at the moment. And I'll always have that love and that drive to be like the Bratz person in a sense. Like I love being a Bratz person. And I love being like able to provide something like a go-to for Bratz fans, so that it just makes being a collector, a Bratz collector, easier. I don't know if did anything I say made sense tonight? I don't know. But I'm almost done with Kylie's hair. It's a lot more to like section out and flat iron just because she is a bigger doll. But it was nice because I got to like hold her like in my legs, which I do prefer to do with a lot of my dolls that I fix up, because it's just easier to get a grip on them like that. And it's hard to do that in like videos and like show that without like completely like showing like my legs and everything. Like I don't want to be weird. But I need to figure out like a different setup in the new year, because like when I do like hair videos and stuff, I would really like to like show everybody like the full scope of what's happening without like cutting away or anything like that. But look at how much better that looks. It could still maybe be touched up in a few spots, and now it's a little bit staticky, but I'm gonna put something in it so that it is less staticky. But yeah, stiff wear. Oh. Wow. Okay, that looks so much better. Like significantly better than it was before. Some of the ends are still kind of like, wow, like it's so staticky right now. Oh my goodness, girl, calm down. Calm down. I don't think I've dealt with like this much nylon at once, like on like one head of doll head. So yeah, it's a lot of nylon, but it looks really good. Like I really like the way this turned out. I should probably trim the ends if I do have a scissor nearby. I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna trim those ends right there just to like make sure the hair is all evened out. Even then it can use some work. Whoa. Okay. Nice. I think I'm gonna dress Kylie up and then I'm gonna do the finishing touches on her. And then I kind of want to do like a final overview just of some notes that I have about this doll, both in terms of quality and also just in terms of like how I feel about the overall doll. So I'm going to dress her up and then we can rejoice. All right, please excuse the fact I look like a mess and I probably, like my dark circles probably look crazy right now, but Kylie looks really good. I dressed her back up. And I do have some final things to say about the doll, but before that, I am going to go into my trusty little hair case here, and I do want to put some water wax in her hair. Now, I just want to clarify that this is doll-fee water wax, meaning it's made for doll hair. A lot of people have like kind of argued that like water wax is for human hair, which yes, if you're using human water wax. This is formulated for doll hair, so it's not supposed to make the hair really greasy unless you're using like way too much of it, which for this we will probably need just a little bit more than usual just because it's a really big doll head. But I am gonna just kind of like do that, rub it into my fingers, and I'm gonna like rub it throughout the doll's hair. And I kind of wish you could see what I was doing, but yeah, kind of just like this. And what Doll-Fee water wax does, it really just helps like mend the fibers again, like especially if like they're static in the hair or if there's flyaways, like stubborn flyaways. I love to use water wax, and this is not sponsored, but hey, if the Thoughtz USA store ever sees this and wants to sponsor me, I like love this stuff. My friend Serena put me on this over the pandemic. And I've used it on all my dolls. Like it's just it's so powerful in like the best way, but I'm not going to use too much, but they're pretty cheap jars though. I love that. I love that they're like $4 each, I think. And they're pretty like affordable. Sometimes you have to wait till they go back in stock though. Like sometimes they go out of stock just because I think there is a semi-high demand for them at times. But I do stock up. I'm stocked up right now, so I've been good. I think I've been stocked up for like almost a year now, and I still have like a lot left, so that's good. But I am gonna comb through her hair again, and I'm gonna add some more water wax. And you can only buy this like really at one place, and that is the Thougtz USA store. That's VOLKS. I will link it in the description if anybody's interested in it. It's not a necessary step for everybody, but definitely for me, I like to do it. It's kind of like the finishing touch to all of my dolls is the water wax. It does make the hair like very sleek, very smooth. It's a lot about presentation and feel to me. Like it needs to feel good, it needs to look good. And I am going to spray my hands with my little spray bottle because I don't want to don't touch the doll's face or the plastic with the water wax too much because it'll make the face all greasy. Yeah, here is Kylie. I will need to brush through her hair a few more times just because her hair keeps getting caught in her earrings. And she has very lovely earrings. I do like the earrings a lot. Those are very cute. That's one of my things I really love about the doll. I think overall the doll is really cute. She's very nicely put together, but there are obviously a few things that I've mentioned before. I don't like the puff sleeves very much. I do think that they could have done a better job with constructing the puff sleeves. The dress itself, I think, is a very gorgeous construction. I really love it. I love the fabrics used on the puff sleeves, obviously, because I love the fabric used on the train. The stand I really like. The stand is really good. That's a really good update for the Big Bratz dolls, and I wonder, it makes me wonder if we do ever get Big Bratz dolls in the future, what that would look like. The hair, I love the shade, I love the purple. I will say though, just like the quality control of it, like that really threw me off, just because I've never had to deal with nylon quite that poofy and puffy, and that really irked me. And flat ironing it and doing all that stuff to it really did help it, of course. But I do feel like when you wash out nylon, it shouldn't be that stubborn. And I really do think that that was a fact. It came from the gel, honestly. Like, I think the gel really kind of like almost like made the hair look all fried, and in turn kind of like made it all like dry and gross. But now it's all better. It looks so much better. That's definitely a thing I don't like. I love the face though. The face up is gorgeous. I do wish they had gotten a little bit better with the placement of the lips on some of the Kylies, but overall, like, this one looks really good. I've seen some worse ones, so I think I lucked out there. Now her thing's gonna bug me because I don't want her hair covering her face too much, but yeah, very cute doll. Something I will say, and I think this is kind of like I think a lot of people could agree on this, is that I do wish this had been a standard regular size Bratz doll and not a Big Bratz doll, because a Big Bratz for this kind of thing is a huge risk. I do think ultimately, like, it's been successful, but like, under what circumstances? I think the sales definitely helped out the sales of this doll, and I think it was a huge missed opportunity, because if they were going to, like, you know, they're looking to reintroduce Big Bratz in this way, I definitely think the body could have been modified completely. They should have definitely made like a articulated version of the Big Bratz body, because, okay, like, looking at the doll like from this angle, like, so the way that Kylie usually poses with this dress is that the arm sleeves kind of go out like this, and she should be able to pose her arms out like this. But because the articulation on Big Bratz is so limited, the arms really only go up and down. You can't get that same effect with the pose for this doll, so then it kind of makes it like, whereas if you had done it on a regular size Bratz doll, you would at least be able to do that pose. So I definitely think they should have updated the Big Bratz body for this release. I could see maybe it being like a production cost issue, and the fact that it's already like a high stakes thing, that they kind of just wanted to play it safe and not put more money into new sculpts and everything. But I don't know, I think seeing like Rainbow High, like the big Amaya doll, they definitely were able to create a big articulated body that was like functional. So I do hope one day in the future we get a Big Bratz body that is like articulated like that. But I guess we'll just have to settle for the Kylie that we got. She is a stunning doll otherwise, but I definitely think it was a missed opportunity. And also, I do think having it be a smaller doll could have been cool. But I could see why they would go for this Big Bratz doll, because of the dress. And I think the dress itself does require kind of like a longer, bigger body to really check out all of the details on the garment, whereas I don't know if we would have been able to fully get that on a mass-produced version of a regular size Bratz doll. Though Doll August did create some, like, you know, regular size versions of the gown that he was selling kind of independently. Those looked really cool, but I guess producing those on a mass-produced scale could be a little bit more difficult, so I could see why they went for the Big Bratz version. And also, like, it has been 20 years since the very first Big Bratz doll, this Yasmin over here, so maybe it's like an homage or like an anniversary release, but we just didn't know it. That's kind of a summary of like how I feel about the Big Kylie doll. So overall, I like the doll. I think she's really cute. I love the doll, I will be honest. Having to do the hair though, like, that was kind of a pain. Like, I did not want to have to do that, but I dealt with it. It's dealt with, and it looks good. It turned out really good. The earrings are bugging me though, just because they keep getting caught in that hair. Yeah, Thank you so much for watching. I already talked about my website and my socials, but again, follow me on all socials at LookinBratz, hold the G on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and visit lookinbratz.com for all of your Bratz needs. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Bratz and doll content. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Yeah.